Hi guys, here we are for the second part of our tutorial. In the last video we saw how to easily create the basic template of the journal, and we created 5 booklets as modules repeated, ready to assemble to create the main structure. I decided off camera to coffee dye each page of my booklets so that I got this grungy and aged effect and this lovely crackling sound of the paper. I will probably do the same with each insert too. I also decided to reinforce the joints of the paper envelopes and the one of the lined flip page. You don't need to do it if you choose a thicker paper for every part of the journal, but I prefer to diversify to have a final result of different textures and weights of the paper. Well, I also recommend to add a final touch to the basic pages, distressing all the borders and then inking them a bit. I'm using this vintage photo ink pad by Tim Holtz. Now we can finally assemble our 5 booklets to create our journal. You simply have to use a strip of adhesive tape on the flip of the last envelope of each booklet, reinforcing with some glue, and then attach it on the first page of the following booklet. Repeat for 5 times. Pay attention to put it well centered and check that the 2 parts fit perfectly. It's very important. Finally, you will have the basic structure of your journal. It's really satisfying to see it taking a shape, and I love the smell of the coffee in the air and on my hands. We are ready to prepare the cover. First, you need a coffee dyed sheet in A4 size and other 2 coffee dyed paper envelopes. Fold the A4 sheet and then cut it in half to get 2 smaller pages. Now grab your 2 envelopes and attach them each other, again leaving an opening between them to create a little pocket. To make this, use 3 adhesive tape strips on the 3 side borders of the envelope and leave the 2 flips of the envelopes free. Now you simply have to glue one flip of the envelope on the edge of the first page, well centered. To attach the 2 smaller pages, one on the flip of the first envelope and one on the flip of the last envelope. You will need them to join your journal to the cover. thicker cardstock for the cover, it must be 35 for 22 centimeters. Now you must measure 15 centimeters from the left side and 15 centimeters from the right side of the cardstock. Fold it in these two lines so that you will have a space of 5 centimeters between the two parts, which will become the spine of your journal. Then you can apply a covering coordinated with the color and the style of the collection you chose. I decided to use some fabric for my cover to adding a different texture, but the process is the same if you decide to use a paper sheet. I'm cutting my fabric a little bit bigger than the cardstock, and then I simply fold the excess on the internal border of the cover, in each side, gluing everything very well and accurately. I decided to use large adhesive tape strips together with the liquid glue. In this way you get a strong fixing between the covering and the cardstock base. Once you finish casing your cover with fabric or paper, you must add a main decorative element both in the front and in the back. I chose a matte blank page in a coordinated color and a second matte page a little bit smaller to have a dimensional effect in another coordinated color but with a different texture. In this case this is a green rice paper page. The tip is always to distress and ink every part for a better result. Then I want my journal close with a fabric string, so I prepared a long strip from the same fabric of the cover and I incorporated it between the first coat of the cover and the other two additional decorative elements. cover is now finally finished, but we will apply it to our journal later. Now the main structure of our journal is done and the cover is ready. Let me give you just another little tip. To complete and finish well our work, put into the internal page of the cover 2 blank sheets of neutral cardstock. I always prefer a craft cardstock, and a strip of the same cardstock also in the internal side of the spine. In this way your work will be clean and tidy. In the next video we will have a lot of fun because it's time to dress the pages. My tip is to distress and ink every page and insert from the collection sheets, and to coffee dye and ink every blank page you will use. This will help you to coordinate the grungy style and make the whole project interesting and with a fascinating aged and shabby look. I hope you liked and understood this second tutorial. If you had some questions, please leave a comment below and I will answer as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Bye!